Hey everyone, so I am super excited today to tell you about an in-person experience that's going to be happening in just over a week. We are going to be having an in-person communion service for our whole church outdoors. And this is going to be an awesome time to be together, to come back together after being separated for so long during this pandemic. Now, I'm sure it hasn't really been all that noticeable, but the pandemic has changed a few things, and it actually has changed the way that we can worship. And so this is going to be a little bit different of an experience than you've ever had at church before. And I want to do a quick walkthrough so you know what to expect on that Sunday. So when you arrive for our outdoor communion service that day, the first place that you're going to go is to our auxiliary parking lot right here. And we're gonna ask that every single person park here in the auxiliary lot unless you need a handicap space or aren't able to walk that far. And we should have plenty of spots for everybody. Now, if you do need a handicap space, or if you're just not able to walk all the way from the auxiliary parking lot to the worship space on the other side of the church, you can park here in the pass-through right in front of the church. We'll have some handicap spaces available, and you can be dropped off so you have a shorter walk to the worship space, which will be right over here. And then before you even get out of your car, we're gonna ask that you just go ahead and put your mask on, and then once you get out, go ahead and begin walking toward the church. Now, once you get to this little path right here before you're about to cross the bridge, you're gonna see some signs right here off to the side that are gonna remind you of some important things that you need to remember for the day. One of them is that you wanna keep social distance at all times. So you're gonna be arriving with your family unit. We're gonna ask that every family unit who's registered arrive in the same car together, and then you're gonna stay together throughout the entire service, being socially distanced from everyone else. And I know you're gonna have that temptation to go up to people and hug them and shake hands and all of that, but in order to stay within the guidelines of the United Methodist Church right now, we have to ask that all these family units, we all stay socially distant from one another. You're gonna see another sign here that reminds you that the church is actually gonna be closed for the event. So there are no bathrooms. So if you forgot to go before you went home, make sure to just scoot right back to your car, go take care of business, and then come on back. We'll definitely have plenty of space for you. Finally, the last sign that you're gonna see is a reminder to go ahead and put on your mask as you head towards worship check-in. Now, the next stop you'll make will probably be somewhere right around here. And this is gonna be where you get in line for check-in. You'll notice on the day of the event, you'll notice some little X's on the ground to mark where you can stand as a family to be socially distant from one another in line. And then as you progress through the line, what you're gonna do is head to our registration table. And let me take you there right now. Now, probably somewhere right around here, you're gonna stop at one of our registration tables. Hopefully before this service, you already registered online. You registered each person in your family and acknowledged a few different health guideline questions to make sure that you're safe and everybody in your party is safe. But just in case, you're gonna stop by this table and there's gonna be a health acknowledgement form sitting behind the person who's checking you in. It looks a little bit like this. Once you acknowledge those health guidelines and make sure that everyone in your party is registered, you will head on next to our communion pickup table. On a table much like this one will be laid out communion elements for you to pick up. And the way you'll pick it up is based on the number of people in your party. So if you've got 4 people in your party, you'll pick up a bag with 4 sets of elements in it. And you will take that all together to where you sit. I'm gonna take you there right now. Now, in order to accommodate the most people possible, we have created boxes that are 7 feet by 7 feet, which can accommodate basically 5 people, up to 5 people. And so that's why you have to register with parties less than 5. And if you have more than 5 people, you'll need to register 2 separate parties. But this is so that we can get as many people as possible to be socially distanced from one another throughout the service. And you'll notice that in these boxes, we have it set up so that you can bring your own chairs. We will not be able to provide chairs, but you can bring your own chairs and space them out as you see fit within your box. Now the communion service itself will take place right here just outside of the picnic pavilion. And it's gonna be a great service. We will have some prayer, we'll have some singing by Matt and Michelle. And just one reminder is that we in the congregation are not actually allowed to sing while the service is going on. We have to leave that for the people up front just based on our guidelines. But it will be a great opportunity to come together, to hear that music, and then at the end to share the Lord's Supper together. We will have an organized dismissal of the worship service, and so just remain seated until you're directed to head out, and then you can head in whatever direction is closest to you. So if you're sitting on the side closest to the highway, then you can head out that way. If you're sitting on the other side closer to the back of the church, you can head out that way. After the service, we've actually also got something else great planned for those of you who can't attend. If you're not able to attend the service, we still want you to be a part of our communion service. And so at noon, we're gonna have a drive-through communion pickup right here where you can pull through, you'll be given the communion elements, and you can go and enjoy those at home and get to be a part of this service even if you can't come to it. Now I know these sound like a lot of rules and a lot of guidelines, but I just see it as we are one step closer to being able to come back together and worship. And we want to be able to keep you safe, to live within the guidelines set forth by the United Methodist Church. And so hopefully, even despite all of this stuff, this will be an incredible experience and an opportunity for us to connect and worship in a way that we have not in a long time. So I can't wait to see you. The service is going to be on September 13th, a Sunday at 11 a.m. right here at the church. Make sure to register online. The link is right there up on the screen. And we look forward to seeing you as we all come together and share in the Lord's Supper in just a few days. God bless.